Right, here we are, start of harvest. We're day 2, so we've done over at John's now, and we're going to start a new video today because we're on the grain trailer. Peter is just hooking on the header. We've just brought it round for him. I'll let you watch. He's just pulled the pins out on the trailer so he can unhook it. He's going to take it off me. Always a bit tricky bringing headers into fields. Most of the time you've got to drive into the crop to get started. Doesn't happen on every field, but some fields you just have to drive into the crop so you can get the header off. We bought the combine back last night. I think they finished at 10:30, something like that. Gave her a wash off. Everything's been blown off. You've got to make sure you blow these things off every day before you start. Right, we're going to move this trailer out the way for him. So, Peter's just putting on the header. We've been through that before on one of the combine videos. But what we're going to do, always put this to the side somewhere so when the trailers start running backwards and forwards, they can run around the headlands. We haven't got to run on the field so much. You don't want to keep running heavy loads across the field. You increase compaction, and that doesn't help with crops for next season. So, we're going to put the stand down, unhook the header. That'll stay there until this field's done. Then we're going to go and hook on the trailer over there. Peter will go round the outside 3 times now with the combine. Straw is still a little bit tough. We'll have a little look later. It's still a little bit damp. We really want to get the straw, so we may even get the hay bob out and just fluff it up maybe tomorrow. We really want to get every bit of straw we can, and it has to come in. Straw has to come in dry, otherwise it'll cook in the bale and it'll go mouldy. It'll just create a right mess. But what we're doing now, we're waiting for Peter. Peter will, once the tank is 3/4 full, the orange lights will go off. That lets me know I've got a bit of time to get to him before the tank's full. He'll then open his spout, and we have to try and aim it in the trailer, which is easier said than done. And this is my first go this year, so do not judge me on how I do, because I'll probably be all over the shop. Uncle Franklin's here. He's just getting his tractor ready. He's getting the trailer ready, because as we get further away from the farm, it becomes longer and longer away from the combine. The combine needs to constantly roll, so we've stick 2 trailers on. That way you got time. You got another trailer there waiting when the other one's unloading, so that works out pretty well. And the combine never has to stop then, because if the combine keeps having to stop 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, you lose a couple of hours in the day, and that's not what you want. Peter's just put his lights on. We're coming up to an end of a row, so we haven't got to panic. He will turn around, and we're not on a straight edge, so this will be interesting. We try and stay off the field as much as we can until he wants to unload. And we're unloaded. Try and fill the back first. Oops. I'm coming away from him. This is what I mean. It's tricky, a lot to look at. Whoops, in the middle of it, Matthew. Now it's the grain cart guy's job to fill the trailer, so you control where it goes. Peter's job is to drive the tractor. I'm getting a bit close. There we go, not bad. Oh my god, my heart's going. So now we're going to go and sit on the headland. We don't need to be carrying around weight on the field. We might as well jump in, aren't we? Getting in's easy, it's getting out. Here we go. This is our sample. You can see the combine in the background. We'll get a ride on the combine with Peter later. Those look pretty nice. A little bit lighter in colour. I don't know what that means. The farmer might tell me that means something. The ones that came in across John's over the way there, they were a little bit darker in colour, I can tell. But they look alright, and they don't feel any lighter than across the way. Here comes Uncle Franklin. He is the man. 70, he just told me how old he is, 75? Him and the old man, they're brothers. The old man's 81 in a few days' time. What day is it? Tomorrow. He's 81 tomorrow. And they just love it. They, you know, you can't stop them, and you shouldn't stop them, because once you stop, I think that's where it all goes downhill. So you can see we're just in the middle of doing the driveway for the farm there. That's on hold at the moment until we get a week where we get some wet weather, and if the combine stops, then we'll go back to the drive and we'll continue with that. We put the tractor on the scales and we stop. Now we wait for the scales to figure out how heavy the tractor is. We'll get a green light once it's settled. Now we've got a green light. Now we put the trailer on. Wait for the green light. That'll give us. Now what that'll do is print out a ticket inside the grain store there. And when we change fields, we write a line underneath the tickets, and that means we've changed field. But what we need to do next is just measure the moisture of the corn so we can know where to tip it, because we've got the dryer going at the moment. So if it's too wet, we will put it in the wet pile, and if it's dry enough, we'll put it straight in the dry pile. So that's what we're going to do next.
On a load, mate, that's what now.
This compared to the combine, how does it compare? Because the combine's got a moisture reader, hasn't it?
Right. Pete will calibrate. This meter will have tested every year, so we know it's accurate.
Yeah.
Pete will calibrate his combine according to this.
Right.
So then Pete will have an accurate reading on his combine.
Okay.
I don't know whether he does it every day, Matt. I honestly can't tell you that.
Right.
But Peter's combine then gives him, it's not deadly accurate, but it will give him some idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
And if this is anything 15%, Matty, we'll bang it straight in this shed.
Yeah.
I got. No, you sit tight, mate.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%. Don't you stay there. Basically, what we got in there, mate, is a grinder. So it grinds it, puts it straight into the bottom, then it compresses it.
Yeah.
And then once it's compressed, the thing works two ways. You slide that across,
Yeah.
wind it down,
Yeah.
it will click,
Yeah.
means it's tight, press the button, job done, 13.2.
13.2, so that's good to go. That can go in the dry shed.
Yeah.
Right, we've got a low barn here, guys. He said just tip it halfway, but this side of the barn leans down, so we've got to watch the top like a hawk. We're going to open the back gate. That's not the button for the back gate. That one is. This come in at 13%, which means we can tip straight in the dry shed. Now we've got to watch the top of the trailer going up. Just pull forward. Now it's easy to drive off with the trailer still in the air, but you've got to watch the low doors as well. So once you're in, you've got your trailer tip, you can't come straight out the doors. The farmer will move the grain around in the shed, so you make use of all the space. And we go back to the combine now. You've got to be ever so careful with your levers. If you leave the door in float and you put all the grain in the trailer, when you got the road, the door starts opening and closing and letting all the grain out. Believe it or not, it's happened. So we're going to go join the combine again. Hopefully we'll get a ride on with Peter. We'll have to do some moving of the header as well. I don't want this video to go on too long, so we'll catch up a bit later on. It's time to move the header. Don't turn too sharp because we're right next to the headland, and the tail swing is massive on this thing. Right, we're just coming up on our field. Ever so careful, it will mean driving in the corn, but that is just the way we will have to do it.
What if I just go, no comment, no comment?
Right, so we've just moved fields and now we're on some of, this is the farm's actual land, isn't it? These
Yes.
fields. And a different variety of oats, these?
No, same variety, it's just that this is home saved seed instead of bought in seed, which is the
Yeah.
other one.
It's not yielding quite as well, you were saying?
No, it's not yielding as well, but that's not specifically just because it's different seed. This land was failed rape,
Right.
so it didn't have much cultivation. The rape was drilled directly into the stubble,
Yeah.
and it was just a quick decision because the rape failed. It was a quick decision to plant these oats, so it didn't get
Okay.
much in the way of cultivation. So
Right.
that might have affected the yield as well.
Ah, I see. That makes sense. Are you getting any build up on your reel? There's a little bit there I can see.
I've just cleaned it off. It was all clogged up. I couldn't see where I was going.
Yeah. But as it gets drier, does that
Yeah,
become less of an issue?
Yeah, the straw becomes more brittle and it doesn't wrap on everything.
Any problems with the combine?
No,
Right.
touch wood.
Yeah.
No, it's going good.
What are the headlands? You can't really tell from the headlands, can you, yield wise?
No, not until you get in the middle. But I mean, this is about 4. It's under 2 ton at the moment, but it should pick up in the middle a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's going to be no bumper yields this year, I don't think, in anything.
No, we're not expecting mega yields, are we?
No.
So we're going to unload. Uncle Franklin's on the way. He's on the yellow trailer. The yellow trailer, how many tons in the yellow trailer?
10.
10 ton trailer. Can you see all right, Pete?
Yep.
I bet you were impressed with my unloading skills, weren't you?
Stationary unloading skills.
Huh? No.
Or on the move one.
The move one.
Yeah, it was alright.
Round the bend.
Yes, you did alright. Didn't spill any.
You know that I'm the queen of overthinking. It's like we're done before we even started. So if this is the end now, baby, know that I gave it my all. I believe in us. I won't give up on you. I will be holding on for life. Hope you believe in us. Please don't give up on me. At least give me a try. 'Cause you're the best thing, the best thing. You're the best thing that I've ever had. You're the best thing, the best thing. You're the best thing. 'Cause you're the As I'm walking to your place, I'm shaking. I am picturing the worst in my mind. I cannot stand losing you. No, I will fight. 'Cause
We just unloaded, right? Peter looked at me after and he just gave me the nod, like this. Which means I did a fantastic job. He's never seen anyone quite like it. Very impressed. Got to be careful of the roof, got to be careful of the thing. He'll be watching. They're not looking too bad. We've had a bit of a disaster. And it wasn't my fault for once. Young Andrew was on the hedge trimmer, getting rid of some ragwort, and had a bit of a blowout on the oil cooler. New pipe, all sorted, and Butler can wreck it again. He's my apprentice now. He's my apprentice wreck-it man. Oh, that was you. That was you. That was not my fault. He stopped, then I stopped, then he stopped. Come on, it's never always going to be perfect when I'm doing it. That was you. You should have seen him. He spilled it all over the trailer. I was like, Pete, you've got to keep it together, mate. It wasn't my fault. No, no, no.
What did you stop for when I hadn't stopped?
No.
That wasn't a wonky
that was
line.
some cross wires. You stopped, then I stopped, then you stopped.
I stopped because you was going over the front of the trailer, and then you stopped.
Oh,
Amateur you are.
I am an amateur, that's exactly right.
I won't give up on you. I will be holding on for life. Hope you believe in us. Please don't give up on me. At least give me a try.
I'll have a good sunset. Best thing about harvest time, good sunsets. Farmers on the combine now. Still going. We will probably get this field done and then call it a day after that. It's not a big field. It should only take a couple of hours really. But love this sort of stuff. That's free. You ain't got to pay for that. You just get to look at it. It's free. It's the best thing. We should all take a minute and just look at things like that.